Day 7. We've been taught that talent and hard work always win. If that's true, why do so many brilliant people stay invisible while someone else keeps getting promoted? Here's a scene you've probably lived through. A woman named Emily spends 3 weeks building a report. She stays late. She digs through data nobody else wants to touch and finds the insight that fixes the client's biggest problem. She emails it to her manager at 11 at night, certain this is the moment people finally notice her. The next morning, her manager walks into the client meeting. He opens with her exact insight. Same words almost, same structure. The client leans forward, claps him on the back afterward. Emily is sitting 2 seats away, watching her own work get praised, and her name isn't mentioned once. In that moment, she realizes something painful. The meeting ended before anyone even knew she existed. She tells herself it's a mistake. Next time he'll credit her. Next time never comes. This isn't laziness from the manager. It isn't even cruelty, not really. It's something colder. He understood something Emily hasn't learned yet. Visibility isn't earned by doing the work. It's claimed by whoever stands closest to the result when it lands. Think about how often this plays out. A junior designer fixes the layout of a failing product. The senior designer presents it to leadership as what we've been working on. A friend plans an entire trip down to the last detail. Another posts the photos with a caption that makes it sound like their idea. Nobody questions it, because here's the uncomfortable truth. People don't trace effort back to its source. They remember whoever delivered the result with confidence. The room doesn't reward the person who built the engine. It rewards the person standing next to it when it starts. Robert Greene saw this pattern centuries before the modern workplace existed. He called it Law 7, get others to do the work, but always take the credit. Watch what happens in any group project. There's always one person quietly assembling everyone else's pieces, formatting the slides, smoothing the rough edges, and there's always one person who presents it. The presenter becomes the face people associate with success, even touching 10% of it. This isn't only an office tactic, it shows up in relationships too. A man spends months rehearsing his partner's job interview answers with her late into the night. She gets the offer. At dinner with her family, she says, "I just believed in myself." He sits there smiling, saying nothing, learning the same lesson Emily learned. Contribution and credit are 2 completely different currencies. There's a quieter version of this in friendships. A group is planning a weekend trip. One friend spends 2 weeks comparing flights and messaging hosts, building a shared document nobody else opens until the day before departure. Another, the loudest voice in the group chat, announces the final itinerary like she built it herself. "Guys, I think we should do this." Nobody corrects her because by the time she says it, the plan already feels like hers. The planner just laughs along, telling herself it doesn't matter who gets the credit as long as the trip happens. It does matter. For the next trip and the one after, when the loud friend gets asked to organize things by default, and the quiet planner gets asked to help out instead. Reputation isn't built on what you did. It's built on what people remember seeing you do. People rarely remember who built the bridge. They remember who cut the ribbon. Notice something else. The people who rise this way rarely look guilty. They took a risk by presenting it, by putting their name on the line in front of decision makers. They reframe exposure as ownership. And because confidence reads as competence, the room agrees with them instantly. Meanwhile, the quiet builders keep building, assuming the right person will eventually notice the pattern and correct it. They won't. Power doesn't audit effort. It rewards positioning. So Emily changes one thing, not her work ethic, her timing. The next report, she sends it to the whole team, not just her manager, an hour before the meeting. Suddenly there's a trail. Suddenly the credit has somewhere else to go. That's the entire game. Not refusing to let others use your work, but making sure your fingerprints are visible before the moment of presentation, not after. Visibility, timed correctly, is worth more than another quiet month of being right and unseen. Power was never about who works hardest in the dark. It's about who controls the light when the curtain opens and who's still standing in the shadows when it closes. The world rarely rewards the person who worked the hardest. It rewards the person everyone believes made it happen. That's Law 7. Get others to do the work, but always take the credit.